everyone, welcome to Intermediate Algebra for the summer of 2026. My name's Jillian Stugard and I'm really happy to be here with you. I've been teaching math for quite a while now. This will be my 7th year this fall at Tunxis. I've also taught at Naugatuck Community College and Post University, and I also teach full-time at a local high school. I teach American Sign Language. So I'm really passionate about teaching. I love it. I think it is just one of the most fun jobs there is. I love trying to make things really engaging and fun, and I am a strong believer that math is for everyone. And so, as you take this course, I hope that you enjoy it and find ways to work through it. And if math isn't your thing, maybe by the end of the course, it'll be a little bit more your thing. But I will be here to support you 100% of the way. I know you're giving up part of your summer for this, so I want to try and make it as great an experience as possible as I can for you. So the purpose of this video is just to sort of give you a little bit of a tour in Blackboard. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Blackboard Ultra, but it is our new LMS. It will be coming to every course soon at CT State Community College this fall, but you may not have seen it before, depending on who your instructors were. I've been using Blackboard Ultra for quite a while now, so if you have any questions navigating it, please feel free to reach out. But I actually find it much more intuitive than Blackboard Classic. So I hope you enjoy it. I think it's more accessible, it's more intuitive, it's a nicer layout, it's really clean, and every single course you have will have the same menu up top, which makes it really nice. So the course structure will be the same for all of your courses now across the board. So one of the biggest changes with Blackboard Ultra is that the menu is no longer on the left-hand side, it's here at the top, and these are the only menu items there are. There's your course content, which is where all of our modules will be located, all our lecture videos, assignments, homework, all that stuff. There's a calendar, which will list due dates for you. You can kind of toggle the view depending on how you want it. So if you want it by day or by month, to sort of give you a big picture or small picture view, but you can see you have some assignments here due on June 3rd. So it is really handy to kind of help you keep track of things. There's no due dates today, right? So that's not a big deal, but things will pop up. Then you have announcements. You should check announcements every single time you sign into Blackboard. I will be posting them every week throughout the summer to kind of give you little insight into our course modules and what we'll be studying, things like that. So you want to make sure you read them. I try not to make them too long, but I do try to make them very informative. So that is the first thing you always want to do when you come in here. There's already 3 posted. The first 2 are from the college. This one is mine. And if you're watching this video, you already know. And what's also really cool about Blackboard Ultra is it's really instructor friendly. So Blackboard Ultra will actually tell me who's read the announcements, who hasn't. So it gives me a lot of statistics on what you guys are doing, how active you are in the course, what you've looked at, what you haven't looked at. So that's really helpful for me on my side, because if you shoot me a question and are like, hey, what is this about? And I look and I say, oh, you haven't read the announcement, go back and read that announcement. And that will kind of help to clarify all of that for you. So it's really helpful. There's discussions. We are not going to be using these a lot in the course. You only have 1 graded discussion in this class, and it's an introduction where you'll just introduce yourself to your classmates with a series of really quick and fun questions just to kind of get to know each other and build a little bit of community. The other one is course questions. So if you have any general questions about how things run in the course or where to find something or anything like that, any question that if I answered it could be helpful to another person in the class, you can post it right here. Then there's the grade book. This is where you will see your grades, okay? As I post them, there might be comments, there might just be a grade. As soon as I post it, it will pop up here for you. Messages I do not use. I use email exclusively, and we don't use groups at all. So your main hubs will be the content, the announcements, and the gradebook. Maybe if you're somebody who likes this calendar, it will help keep you organized. You might use that. And we'll be using discussions only once, unless you have some general questions, okay? So each time you log into Blackboard, every time I've posted a new announcement, a little box is going to pop up that says, hey, there's a new announcement. Make sure you check it out. So make sure you do that. I also have those announcements emailed, so you can read them via email. But for now, what you want to get doing is you want to look through the student resources folder. You want to look through the Pearson My Lab links and get set up with Pearson. That's going to be really important for you. This is just sort of like one-stop shopping for getting into the other system that we use called Pearson. You're almost, I'm not sure why I don't see myself anymore. You're mainly going to be using you're mainly going to be using Blackboard and Pearson. But everything that you have to do in Pearson will be linked in Blackboard. So you can kind of think of Blackboard as your main hub, because I'll always link out to Pearson within it. All your homework and quizzes will be in Pearson. Right now, you want to focus your energy on Module 0. That is the first, and that is the most important item. And honestly, you want to make sure you go through it, because if you don't, you're going to be really lost in this course, especially since it is an accelerated summer course. So in here, you've got all kinds of really good it gives you a nice layout of what to expect in this course, what the format is, the required materials, the technical skills you need. It sets you up with Pearson. The syllabus and important course policies are in here. There's a really, really helpful FAQ document in here that you will see linked that answers a ton of really frequently asked questions. And when you come into this document, what's really, really nice about it is there's this little table of contents and you can kind of click back and forth between the questions. What if I can't make the in-person final exam? I'm not sure how to navigate the course. What should I do? And you just click into it and it will jump to that question for you. So these are all the questions that I get asked the most often, particularly at the beginning of the semester. So you definitely want to make sure you take a look through that document, okay? There's also the syllabus, some policies about AI, late work technology, some additional CT state college policies, and then there's a really important 2-minute video about academic engagement, which affects everybody in this class. You want to make sure you watch it, okay? So you want to go through all of these activities. I suggest going through them in order. This is just a little introduction. It gives you a checklist of what you need to do in Module 0 in order to feel prepared for this course. Now, at the very bottom here, there is a quiz, and if you have gone through the syllabus, the course policies, the FAQ document, and all of that, the quiz will be no problem for you. But in order to get to any one of these modules, you have to pass the quiz with a 100%. So that's going to be really important. So take your time as you go through Module 0 because you need that information in order to get into every course content module. So start with announcements, look through these folders, jump right into Module 0. That syllabus quiz, that course policies quiz is due Wednesday, June 3rd, okay? And then I will open one module every week. So in order to get into a content module, you basically have to do 2 things. You have to have passed that quiz, because if you don't pass that quiz I just talked about right here, you can't get into any of the course content modules no matter what. Once you pass that quiz, the second thing that has to happen is it has to be the week that module is running. I will only open one course module at a time, 1 week at a time. So module 1 is already open because that's our first course module and it covers our first week. Module 2 will not open until Sunday, June 7th. So new modules will always open at the end of the module we just did on a Sunday. Our modules run Saturday. Our modules run what am I saying? Our modules run Sunday to Saturday, meaning they start on Sunday and they end on Saturday. And throughout the module, you'll notice there's 2 due dates. That's because every module is split into 2 halves, okay? The first half of stuff is due on Wednesday and the second half of stuff is due on Saturday. That would include homework and a quiz, a mastery quiz, okay? So because this is an accelerated class, we've got a lot of content to get through every week. So to try and make it a little bit easier for you to plan out your time and kind of space everything out, I've split each module into 2 halves. So the first half, you'll focus on particular concepts that you'll have homework on and a quiz due by Wednesday, and the second half, same thing for Saturday, okay? Few things about the modules, and I'll go into a lot more detail about this in the next video. They go in order, so when you open up a course module, you have to complete the activities in order. You cannot jump ahead, and that's for very good reason because everything in this course builds on itself. So that's really all I'm going to go through for right now because I think that's more than enough for you guys to get you started. Feel free to, just really click around. You can't break Blackboard. Click around. Make sure you get to know the layout of Blackboard Ultra. Make sure you get to know where everything is in my course. Make sure you've gone through these first 3 things right here. These are really important, especially the Module 0. I cannot stress that enough. And you'll notice every time you go through something, it will show you. What's also really nice about Blackboard Ultra is it keeps track of your progress. It will show you, oh, you started this, you opened it. When you're done with it, you click it and mark it as completed. And you'll notice 1 of 6 is now complete. So then when I've opened this and I've gone through all of these documents and watched this video, I can then mark that as complete, okay? And then I'll open this and I'll go through everything. I'll set up all my course technology and then I'll mark that as complete. So it's really nice because it also helps you keep track of what you've seen and what you haven't and what you've done and what you haven't. Now, Module 0, you can jump around a little bit, but once you get into Module 1, you have to go in order and cover everything. So just make sure you know that in the back of your mind. Okay, so announcements. Every time you come into Blackboard, check announcements. And then course content is going to be really important for you. So these 2 tabs you're probably going to click the most, along with gradebook, because I'm sure you're going to be checking your grades. And the best way to get in contact with me is via email. All of that information is in the syllabus. I will get back to you within 24 hours once the semester begins, okay, which is on May 29th. So I look forward to working with you. Have fun looking through the course. I hope you find some interesting things in there. Post up your discussion. I can't wait to meet you and read about you guys, and I'm looking forward to a really nice summer together. Nice meeting you all. I'll see you online.